Everton 1, Bournemouth 0. End of the season. And Everton's secure survival. So scenes here, which you can check out in our vlog later on today. But I've got some people I'm going to talk to. Billy, how you doing?
Yeah, wow. That was an interesting game. Look, credit to Everton. They stayed up. They got the job done. We weren't here today. We were back at home. But, I mean, it was a mixed game. I thought we were good. We were good. We put chances in, but the attacking threat is missing. I don't know. Go on, Pete. You do your bit.
Brooksy was the standout, I think, today. He played well before he got injured. I'm a bit worried about him now. Now he had to go off. But there you go. And there's a few. Lordy played well, didn't he? Fantastic saves from Travers.
Yeah.
So all those that have doubted Travers, I mean, he hasn't played for ages, and he comes in and he pulls off a couple of magnificent saves. Don't mean the goal he could have done anything about, and fair play to them. They had something to play for, we didn't. And that's about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to end up as a 0-0, to be honest. It seemed to be going that way, and all of a sudden they got the break, so fair play to them. And I hope their new ground is better than this one.
Yes, the views weren't great, were they, gents? Even with your lofty position from where you sit.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah, we literally had a blue pillar just in the middle of it, so we had to move it back.
It was
like that. It's like a small person trying to stand behind him, honestly.
Yeah.
But no.
We were considerate and stood at the back.
We stood at the back, yeah. So it's nice, this place. It's got character, but I won't miss it anytime soon.
Is that what we call a dump? It's got character.
You're back here next season, Pete, so, we got used to it.
Well, we're at Luton as well, haven't we? That's another one that's got character.
Yeah,
These little teams, eh?
Yeah. Don't forget that. Good to see you, gents. All the best. Hey, John, you all right?
Hello.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Season done?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, then?
I think that was very clearly one team that was willing to put everything on the line to get a win versus a team that thought they could, get a point out of the game, sort of thing. I think that I hope to see a bit more freedom in the play. There was, up to a point, there were nice triangles between the midfield and defence. Kind of got your attack involved at times, and unfortunately I think Dominic Solanke really didn't do very well against Tarkowski. I think he was bullied off a lot and didn't make the ball stick in the first half at all. And then, I think, so here's my hypothesis as to what Gary O'Neill is trying to do in those last 4 games. We haven't won a single game this season with more possession than our opposition. And I think that Gary O'Neill, sort of up to a point, thinks this counter-attacking style isn't going to work all the way through the year next season. And he wants us to be a little bit more dominant on the ball. And I think we've got some element of that. The problem is we just haven't got... We built our entire season up to this point, and our team and our transfers up to a team that will counter-attack. Create not many chances, but create a few really, really, really good chances every game.
Yeah.
And when we don't actually get forward very much in the way that we have in these last few games, we're not creating many chances. And when we are actually looking like we might make a chance, we're barely shooting.
So we had one really good chance, didn't we?
Yeah, but one really good chance in the first half with Dom Solanke. But after that, there were times, and Vina at the end, to be fair.
Yeah, very true.
But there were times when we got the ball forward, when we looked like we might in good positions. David Brooks had a couple, but then the shot just didn't really come.
Yeah.
And I think that we've been playing so direct this season that when we've suddenly tried to slow things down and build up a bit more slowly, we've just not quite had the mentality right at the far end to actually sort of provide the killer shot, decide the right time to make the shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that Gary Neal's trying to evolve the side, and I don't think he's quite got the right. It's a difficult thing to tell your team to suddenly just shift and say we're going to be more ball dominant and more progressive and blah blah blah. So I think that next season it'll be interesting to see what Gary Neal wants to see from the side, because they'll have a full pre-season. They'll be able to bring more players in because we've lost at least one, and we lose a few more, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what Gary Neal wants to do with the side, with the team, because I think these last 4 games have been disappointing for fans going to games and seeing no returns. But to be honest, I'm not that bothered about the last 4 games. I mean, what was it? Eddie Howe got 1 point from his last 5 when we came up last time. So, yeah, look, I mean, it's not been great, but there are things I see that he's trying to do something. I just don't think he's got what he needs yet, and I think he needs a pre-season to change the team around a bit. If you've got a team that can counter-attack really well, that's a great base to build from. But sometimes I think that he could sort of play on that a little bit more in these last few games. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see next season, I think.
Thank you, John. Good to see you.
Yeah,
all the best. See you next season. Hello, gents. How are you?
Good.
Good. What did you make of that then?
Good atmosphere.
Good atmosphere.
Tension.
Lovely word. Tension. Did you hear Leicester went 1-0 up?
Yeah.
That really sort of made things quite quiet, but quite tense, didn't it?
I was hoping they'd go down after that.
Yeah, I thought that might happen. And then that Dom Solanke had a chance, didn't he?
Yeah.
Imagine if that had gone in.
I thought Brooke should have shot. Yeah,
He
Brooke should have smashed it.
He had the opportunity.
And then Venus' chance in the second half was where he half volleyed it or something.
Did Travs keep us in that game though? What do you think?
Kind of, yeah. Man of the match, I think.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Okay, so the season's over. We've got to look forward now. How are you feeling about next season? Do you think we need to make big changes, or are we all right? Or?
Really positive. I think Vina a couple of signings, and then I think hopefully get mid-table and then push on from there. Hopefully. Brilliant. Europe soon. Shut up.
Europe soon.
Shut up.
Heard it here. Europe soon. I like that.
Europe soon.
You never know. Let's see what happens. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
All the best. Oh, hello.
How are you?
I don't know how he's doing that. Not sure how he's holding that camera right now. How are you?
Yeah, good. I was slightly I didn't really care of the outcome before the game, but then as soon as it started, I really did.
Well, you don't want to lose, do you?
No, you don't want to lose. I mean, it's mad that their whole season outcome has been decided by a wonder goal from the edge. I mean, it's not a lucky strike. It was a great goal, and Travers had no chance. But that has now defined their season. And even in celebration, they're still singing "Sack the Board." And I hope for Everton fans' sakes. I mean, season after season, they're toying with relegation, flirting with it. And whilst they are happy, I think there's an underlying message that most Everton fans subscribe to, and that's the fact that change is needed for them, because otherwise this is going to happen again. So in some ways, it's not a bad thing they're staying up, because it's another side that I think are probably going to be down there towards the end of next season. But
do you think they'll keep Dyche, or do you think they'll get another manager? I hear Frankie Lampard's free after his Chelsea.
Frank Lampard's had really mixed fortunes, I think, with them. And Sean Dyche, I think he's been up at, obviously he's got the job done, but is he that progressive manager that Everton fans really want? I don't know.
He says he thinks he is.
He just got him over the line.
He thinks he is.
He's not had the resources that he probably wants and needs, but look, they're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to have a good time tonight. I just think it's a shame for us that we didn't at least score, because whilst Leicester did affect things in the other game, I just wanted there to be a few more roller coasters. But I think our performance was all right. We had some good chances. Solanke in the first half, I think we probably should have done better with, and we put pressure on at times. Had a lot of the ball, didn't do much with it. But Everton really didn't either, so it's fair.
It's fair. Do you think there's anything in the fact that we changed formation, then we concede a goal?
Yeah, with Vina coming on. Yeah, I know. It's a it's a difficult one to work out, but I think one final chance for Gary Neal to see whether Vina's any good or not, whether he'll make that call at the end of the season, we don't know. But look, mate, it's a weekend in Liverpool, and I'm excited because we're going to be going out tonight, having a few drinkies,
lovely, and
mixing with a few Everton fans. And look, I think that even Liverpool fans will be secretly happy that the Blue Noses, as they call them, are staying up, because it keeps the rivalry going. And it would be sad to see this dear old stadium, although they're only in it for one more season, it'd be sad to see it have Championship football next season. So I'm glad it hasn't, because that would be a terrible thing for Everton fans to remember their last season at Goodison. So yeah, never mind, onwards and upwards, and hopefully we'll start off with a bang next season. 4 losses in a row to end the season.
Will we see you on our channel next year?
I might be on it, or I might be joining Cherries Red Army. I don't know. Who knows?
Rebellion. All right, I'll see you later, bud. Hey Ben, you all right?
Yeah, too bad.
Ben, I've had a lot of chat about the game, but I'd like to start about something a little bit different with you. So Leicester and Leeds have gone down. That's you. Did you predict that pre-game?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay, and how do you feel about it?
It's a bit of a shame because Everton fans, we know that they're not the nicest of bunch. They were throwing stuff down at us, spitting down at us. And Leicester, I've got nothing against them. Leeds, I'm happy to see them go. But yeah, Leicester are kind of, a bit of a club like us and Brentford and Brighton, kind of harmless, don't mean much. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's football, and I'm sure they will be back stronger. But yeah, it's a shame. But if we were the team to go down with them, it would be a different story. But yeah, it's a shame for them. But I'm sure those two clubs will be back just because of the pure size of them. But yeah, it's a shame.
You've got your sombrero on today,
yeah,
and you've got your Lerma shirt on today. Do you think that might tempt Lerma to stay? You standing there in that garb today? I like your sunglasses, by the way. I do like those.
I mean, it's pretty much written in the stars, isn't it? It's pretty much Palace all over, isn't it? But you never know. But it's, to be honest, the odds are against him. But he's been such a workhorse for our club, and yeah. I said this to a group of my mates earlier this week. He's stuck with us through thick and thin. And when we got relegated at first, I thought he would go. When we then bottled the playoffs, yeah, I thought he would go. Then obviously we got the job done and went up. And he stayed with us for this season, and obviously he served for us for many seasons in the Premier League. Yeah. So it's testament to him that he owes us nothing really. Like it's not like he left us at our lowest and joined us at our highest or anything like that. But yeah, he's been a phenomenal servant to our club, and it'll always be remembered as the local man, which is nice to see.
Brilliant. And what are your feelings for next season, Ben? What do you think we can achieve or not achieve, or what?
There's no reason why we shouldn't be looking up. So I haven't checked the table. I think we finished 15th.
Okay.
Top 12, maybe pushing top half would be nice. Obviously, if we invest well, get a good Lerma replacement in, get a few good defensive players. So obviously, defensively we were weak this season, and that's kind of been Bournemouth all over for however many years. But yeah, so I would say maybe a centre-back if Stevens doesn't sign on permanently, a couple of full-backs, right-back, left-back, sign Vinny apparently as well. Defensive midfielder, maybe a couple of attackers to push Dom on, like Nicholas Jackson. But yeah, if we could get 5-6 good signings like we did in January, then I'll be happy. Yeah. And yeah, there's no reason with the money that we've got that we shouldn't look up. So yeah, it is an exciting time, even though we kind of fizzled out this season. But that's nothing to worry about. So onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for coming on. Okay, how you doing?
Saw you last week, didn't I?
You did see me last week, yeah.
That was 1-0 as well.
Yes, it was 1-0 as well. How would you compare the two games in the way that we played?
Yeah, just not enough. I think that certain players struggled. I'm not sure we won enough battles, enough duels. I felt that Dom Solanke really struggled to hold the ball up for us and get us in the turnover. And we just didn't create enough chances. We had the really good chance actually for Dom Solanke in the first half. In the second half, once we went behind, we tried to switch it up again, didn't we? We tried Jaden Anthony on the right, off the bench, and putting balls in the box, but just not creating that real good chance. And we've really struggled to score goals since we got to 39 points. I said to you last week, didn't I? That's now 7 losses in the last 13, 1 scored, 15 conceded, and we got to that 39, we got to the top of the mountain that Gary O'Neill was talking about, and we sort of checked out. And it's a wonder strike to split the teams, let's be honest. They haven't got a striker either, but they're happy. They've done it again. Everton have done it again. They've stayed up again.
Some of our goal scorers of late have been a little bit unconventional, I guess. Lerma, I'm trying to think of goals that we have scored. Avinia.
Yeah.
Areas of the pitch you wouldn't necessarily expect goals from. Yeah. That's kind of it, isn't it? Like, we're not getting goals down the middle, are we, now?
And what I can't understand actually is this is the best I've seen Adam Smith all season in the last 2 games as a progressive fullback. And in that first 10 or 15 minutes, he put 3 really good crosses in there. Yeah. And if that's a style that we're going to go with at the start of the game, then you put Kiefer Moore on the pitch from the start. Now, I'm not saying that Kiefer Moore's a starter, but if you're putting balls in the box and you've got overlaps from Adam Smith, who's your best header of the ball? Kiefer Moore. But then we bring Kiefer Moore, again, we take Adam Smith off. Yeah. And although Jaden Anthony's on the right, okay, so he's a right footer, we're not crossing the ball again. So we're not creating enough, are we? We're not creating enough, and Tavernier's not available, and when you take Tavernier out of this team, you lose a massive part of our football club, and we know that certain players are going to leave in the summer. We talked about it last week. Yep. Players have got to come in. I think there's a massive overhaul in certain areas, and I still don't know what our style of play is, and I don't know what it's going to be next season, and that's what we've got to establish with Gary O'Neill. And the recruitment team are going to have to then buy players that suit whatever that is, because it goes hand in hand. You have a philosophy and a style, and you recruit players to fit that philosophy and style. So we need to find out what that is and do something in the summer.
Good. We're joining the songs here now. So finally then, in terms of the relegated teams or the ones who stayed up, is that what you expected? Everton stay up, Leeds, Leicester go down? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I thought that the Leicester-West Ham game was a bit 50-50. I mean, I know the West Ham have got their European Cup competition coming up, but Leicester got over the line. Harvey Barnes scored for them, and Everton, it was in their hands, and there were some fans that were a little bit worried about this game, but I said to them, we're not scoring many goals. If you get one, you might only need one. So. A lot of people thought it would be as it was. It has ended up like that. I wish there was a few more twists and turns from our side. Look, we played a little bit of a part in this final day. There was just one, I think. It was just the one turn, and then Everton pulled it back. So they've been in this league from the start. They've had a few moments in their history where they've had to find a way to get out of it, and they've done it. And that's a big club going down in Leicester and Leeds. But we're still in it. And obviously you've got Luton coming up next season, so more teams, fresh teams, Football League taking over, right?
Taking over, definitely. Thanks for going on, Kurt. All the best.
Thank you.
And I think that'll probably do for us here. Need to try and work our way through this sea of blue back to Bournemouth. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, tip the little bell thing. You get more things coming your way. We've got a vlog to follow. Should be a good one, and lots of stuff over the summer. All the best. Up the Ches.